So now we got VB2, right? That is after substituting the overdrive voltage and the threshold voltage, I solved for VB2. So with this VB2, I can solve for Vx. So substitute in equation number 4 and solve for Vx. So Vx is VB2 minus 0.4, that is 0.4239 volt. So by making use of Vx, we can actually solve for VB1. So come back to our main equation, substitute for Vx and get the value for VB1. Clear? So let me brief the steps once more. So it is given that both the MOSFETs are having the same aspect ratio. The supply voltage is given, Kn dash is given, threshold voltage is given, Rd is also given. You need to find the bias voltage VB1 as well as the voltage Vx. Okay. So what we are going to find is, first to find Vx or VB1, we should know what is the overdrive voltage. So connect an equation between GM and VOV. Okay. So if you write the general equation for GM and VOV, both are unknown. So you can't access equation number 1 as such and solve for it. So what you will do, you will get another equation for GM because you already know 3 equations for GM, right? So whichever is convenient, you will pick that equation and solve for GM. So I'll take this equation first. ID is known to you, Kn dash is known to you, W by L is also known to you. So you can solve for GM. Then once you get GM, substitute in our main equation 1 and you will get our VOV. And once you know VOV, you can write what is VOV. VOV is VGS minus VTH, isn't it? VOV is VGS minus VTH. VGS is the difference between the gate and source voltage. So as far as MOSFET 1 is concerned, gate voltage is VB1, source voltage is Vx, right? And VTH is 0.4 as per the question. So this is our equation 3. So by making use of the equation 3, we will be getting VB1 and Vx. But unfortunately, both are unknowns. So first, we have to solve for Vx and then we will solve for VB1. So in order to find Vx, what we need to do is, we need to go for M2 and write the condition for saturation. That is VD is greater than or equal to VGS minus VTH. Cancel the source voltage from both the sides. So VD will become greater than or equal to VG minus VTH. VD is nothing but the voltage at the node X as far as M2 is considered, isn't it? So VD can be written as Vx greater than or equal to the voltage at the gate terminal is VB2 minus VTH is 0.4. Okay. Now to solve Vx, first we will find VB2. And to find VB2, we will write the equation for overdrive voltage, which is the difference between VGS and VTH. VG is VB2, VS is ground minus 0.4. Substitute for VOV, it is same as that of first MOSFET. Why? Because both the transistors are having same aspect ratio, therefore same overdrive voltage. Okay. And with this, I solved VB2, then substitute over here, then I will get Vx. Once I get Vx, substitute in equation number 3, then I will get VB1. That is a so this question you may get for different aspect ratios also. So in that case, we are going to solve VOV separately for M1 and M2. In this problem, I have considered both the MOSFETs are having the same aspect ratios, isn't it? That is 20 divided by 0.18. And I got same overdrive voltage for both M1 and M2. But there can be some cases where the aspect ratios are different for M1 and M2. So in that case, you need to solve that. Okay. So solve VOV1 and VOV2 separately. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to repeat the same problem for different aspect ratios. I'll share this material with you by afternoon or by end of the day. So no worries. Just I'll repeat the same problem with different aspect ratios. So I'm considering W by L1 for Q1 and W by L2 for Q2. I mean for M2. That is for the second MOSFET. So the difference is one is having 20 by 0.18, The other MOSFET is having the aspect ratio 40 divided by 0.19. Clear, students? So first I'm going to find GM1 because I can't denote it as simply GM. Why? Because W by L is different for M1 and M2. So let me go with the general expression, root of 2kn dash W by L to the base 1 ID. So all the parameters are known for you, isn't it? So you will get GM1. Similarly, once you find GM1, you can write our main equation connecting with VOV and solve for VOV, just like the previous case. The only difference, you will solve separately for GM2 and VOV2, whereas in the previous case, it was not like that because both the transistors were identical. So you were just you require to find a single GM and a single VOV. Now, by making use of different aspect ratio, I will find GM2 and VOV2 separately. Is that clear, Nivedita, Nikita?
Yes, sir.
Viraj, clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, after many days, I'm finding your mic now. Good. So once you get VOV and VOV1 and VOV2, now we are going to find VB1 and VB2. So let me find VB2 first. VB2 means the upper, the lower transistor, right? VB2 means the lower transistor where the source is connected to the ground. Yes. So first I will write the equation for VOV. You know that VOV is the difference between VGS minus VTH. Now what is VGS, students? VGS is the difference between the gate voltage and source voltage. Source is grounded, gate is connected to VB2. So VGS2 can now be written as VB2 minus 0. Okay, now rearrange this and find VB2. So minus 0.4 I will take to the left hand side. So you will get VB2. Clear? Now we are going to find VB1. So for that I should write for M1. As of now I have completed M2 case and I got VB2. Now I'll go with M1. Again I am writing the equation for VOV, that is VGS1 minus VTH. And what is VGS1? It is a difference between the gate and source voltage. So VG is VB1 minus VS is VX, isn't it? If you observe the circuit diagram, you can see that the source is at X node. The source of M1 is connected to which node, student? It is X node. So the voltage at X is Vx. So VGS1 can be written as VB1 minus Vx minus 0.4. But if you observe this, there are two unknowns, VB1 and Vx. So VB1 can be found only if you know Vx. Okay. So to find Vx, what you need to do, you should write a convenient expression, that is your saturation region equation for M2, just like the previous case, whatever we have done. Okay, in the previous problem also, to find Vx, what we have done, we have written the desired equation for saturation region, and then I computed the desirable equation for Vx, right? Vd is Vx. As far as M2 is considered, the drain voltage is nothing but the voltage at Vx. Vg is VB2. Already I have solved for VB2. Substitute and find Vx. And this can be considered as a minimum voltage at the node X, which I can make use of in equation number 1 to solve the maximum voltage VB1. If Vx is minimum, means VB1 is maximum, isn't it? If I'm subtracting a minimum voltage from a non-voltage, this voltage will be maximum, isn't it? Vx is minimum means VB1 is maximum. I'm subtracting a minimum voltage. Why I'm subtracting minimum voltage? It is greater than or equal to. So I'm considering 0.299 volt, which is a minimum condition at the node X. So this minimum voltage I'm going to substitute over here so that I will get the maximum allowable voltage at the gate terminal of M1. That is what is called as VB1. So this is important. If you have any queries, you can ask. So the same problem I have done for two distinct cases. One is the same aspect ratio case, and second is the different aspect ratios case. I will share this solution PDF to your classroom by afternoon. So sit and practice, okay, for your CIE, and then you attend the exam. You can't expect the same problem as such, but if you practice this, I'm sure that you will be able to attend all the numericals for your CI. Okay, so this logic is very important. So if you understand the logic, then it will be easy to solve those questions. Clear, students? Any queries you have? Okay, and those who are going to attend the Laos drive today, kindly mention the slot and date in the Google form, whatever I have circulated. Then only I will be giving the attendance for that particular slot. Okay, we will be giving the attendance only for that particular slot, not for the entire day. Please keep it in mind. Clear? Thank you all.